Hey, what do you say? First, we hope you enjoy this fantastic voyage of the Run-In podcast. Pour one out for Coolio. My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ. I got my cranberry high noon
Nice.
and just finished this episode of Dynamite, and I am ready to go.
You ready to rant? Ready to rant about
Yes.
Dynamite? Man.
To be perfectly honest, yes.
Shout out to everybody in Florida. Hope you guys are doing okay.
Yes, come on now.
All our listeners down in
Hold
Florida.
on.
Hope you guys are all right. Seen
Yep.
some very intense pictures on and video on Twitter. So hope you guys are all doing okay down there.
Yep.
And if you have family and loved ones,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, hopefully, if you have family and loved ones down there, they're doing okay as well. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But
yeah, I was just gonna say, hopefully, we can, give you a few minutes to smile and laugh and like kind of take your mind off of it for a minute, and just kind of sit back with us and have a little fun. Like, we're the like literally the toy section of life, right? So yeah, so come relax with us. Hopefully it just passes you by and everything's all right.
Absolutely. And then speaking of the Run-In podcast is brought to you by Figure Collections. Lots of changes going on over at Figure Collections and some news with Figure Collections going down. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on in the episode, but definitely check out shop.figurecollections.com and grab your retros, your now Figure Collections and Wrestling Trader retros. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. Let's see. Let's get through this housekeeping segment so we can bash AEW. No, we're gonna not bash AEW. Well, maybe. Blitzkrieg Pro is back this weekend already. We're talking about October, which is insane that it is already October. I remember when Jeremy Leary messaged me about this show. It was like in July or June. I was like, man, that feels like it's forever away. And here we are. We're talking about it being next weekend. Wow. It is Limitless versus Blitzkrieg Pro, a 2-night battle, October 7th and 8th, Friday night and Saturday night next weekend. If you're not in the New England area, you guys can check out iwtv.com and watch it. Blitzkrieg Pro versus Limitless Wrestling 2. A 2-night war. I should be there both nights. I'm going to take my smelly kid after hockey both nights. Make sure he washes his hands and wears a hat and all that stuff. But we're going to be checking that show out. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. And again, if you're not in the area, make sure you check it out on iwtv.com. Just try to get a discount code for that. We did have a giveaway last week. Speaking of discounts and all that stuff. We had a giveaway last week. We were giving away the greatest hits. Bam Bam Bigelow. You had to retweet our pinned tweet. Our winner this week is T Sappy 1, which is Tommy Sapienza on Twitter at TSAPI 1. Shoot us a DM. Sapienza. Get us your address, and we will hook you up with that Bam Bam Bigelow. This week's giveaway, we've got Elite 95. I just had it in my hand if you're watching on the video. If you're watching on the video on Patreon, which we'll get into Patreon in a minute here. Elite 95 Shotzi. Very cool figure. Like, I'm not a huge Shotzi. I mean, I think she's good and stuff. The only thing it's missing is a tank. It is very toyetic.
Yeah.
I don't know how good you guys can see it on the video there, but maybe one of, like, detail-wise, maybe one of the figures of the year. This is a sleeper for figure of the year, and of course, it is her first time in the line as well. So probably do the same. Actually, absolutely. I'm gonna make the ruling right now. We're gonna do the same thing. Just retweet our pinned tweet. It's gonna be our episode tweet, and you could win that Shotzi Blackheart Elite 95. But you got to make sure you are following the Call Up and Wrestling Collector Shop and the Fig Cave on Twitter as well. All right. They're all partners of ours, and we got to help them out. They help us out, and we're helping you out, but just by hitting a little retweet button, hooking you up with some fine ass sheet.
Figs, not even
some figs,
peg warmers.
That's right. That's right. Mike Lanham, friend of the show, member of the Inner Circle. We want to shout him out because he did this last year. He is doing a charity gaming stream. If you are in the Fig Cave, you will get all the information about it. He has posted it. I'm trying to pull the post up right now so that I can pass it along here. I should have done this sooner. I apologize. I am super behind here. Here we go. Mike Lanham.
For charity.
Right. Mike Lanham is one of the greatest guys as well. He helped out a bunch of people with the NWO Macho Man. He's on year 4, where he is helping raise money towards Norton's Children's Hospital. It is a charity stream. They're going to be playing video games 6 weeks away. If you're in the Fig Cave, you can check it out. We'll tweet out the link and put it up on our Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Put it in the Patreon and all that stuff as well. So make sure you help out Mike with that charity stream. We're also going to do a giveaway. If you donate some money, Mike's going to let us know everybody who donated. And if you're in the Fig Cave, or even if you're not in the Fig Cave and you gave money, we will, or part of our Patreon, we're going to do some kind of giveaway here with people who we're going to team up with Wrestling Collector Shop. Once they send us some more giveaways our way, we'll set them up with, we'll set you guys up with something if you donate. So, or maybe,
please,
depending on what you donate and things like that. So Mike's a good dude. He's always looking out for people in the Fig Cave, always trying to hook people up with deals. So if you can give it a little back, even if it's $5, $2, $3, whatever, just give something. Patreon mentioned it a little bit. No new members this week. That's all right. That's all right. We're not going to hate you guys, but don't forget you get $1 a month. For $1 a month, for $1 a month, you get a shout out on an episode, access to our show notes, one entry into the monthly Patreon giveaways. This month, I should say, is the NWO Macho Man, just starting to hit Target shelves. So you could get that fig for $1. I know a lot of people want multiples. You have your chance there. Access to the Fig Cave Facebook group to buy, sell, trade, and talk figs. We've now got a weekly flea market going on there every single Wednesday night. It's going on right now while we're recording. If you're a mid-carder, that is $5 a month. You get all our previous tiers, a run-in sticker, access to exclusive monthly watch-alongs, articles, and bonus content, including our draft shows, which we just posted the cereal one this past week. We've got an appetizer one coming. DJ just filmed some unboxings. Phil's been giving us unboxings. Zach's going to do some taste tests shortly. We've got Kenny unboxing the Macho Man New Generation Ultimate. So lots going on there for $5 a month. Plus you get 2 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway, early access to episodes, video version of the show. So you can wave to us. You can watch us on the screen. Ad-free content, 24/7 access to the Inner Circle to talk figs, wrestling, and anything else via Discord. $5 a month. Come on. $60 a year. Main eventer, that's going to get you all the previous tiers, plus your name on the website as a VIP supporter. Breaking news segments. You can sit down on a live recording of the show, a run-in magnet, 3 entries into the monthly Patreon giveaway, and an exclusive discount code in the Run-In Podcast store, which is merch.runin.com. You guys can grab merch there anytime, even if you're not a Patreon member and you just want to support the show. We appreciate that. We're doing Hey, what do you say? The draft episodes. We've got all kinds of stuff going on in there, as I mentioned. The social media machine, Dean Wireman, he is going to be on our TikTok every Friday at noon. He did a giveaway on there last week. I have no idea what he's going to do on there this week. He just said, let everybody know that I'll be going on there every single Friday live at noon Eastern. And you can check out everything else, discount code wise and all that stuff at runinpod.com. Don't forget to check out Kenny. No corrections this week. And I called him out for not listening. And because he asked me a question. I said, oh, if you listen to this week's episode, you would know the answer to that question. And he no-sold it. He ghosted me on that comment. So, but check out his show every Monday night. I actually jumped on this past Monday. I missed trivia, which I was pissed about because I love me some trivia. But I did listen to him and his boy Knucklehead watch Monday Night Raw I chimed in on some opinion on Monday Night Raw, and it was super entertaining. It's a lot of fun. So check it out every Monday night. I know they go live too other nights of the week too. So I think Wednesday nights after AEW as well. So check it out. The Call Up. DJ, what's going on, man?
Yo, man, I'm just trying to. Yeah, a lot of housekeeping there. Yeah, we're just trying to get through life here, man, and work. Man, it's been a lot. It's been like, hey, if you're watching on video, can anybody tell what teeth? Like, I had a tooth with a crown on it, and I love how,
No
dentistry nowadays. What's that?
No more grills.
No.
I actually fucking chipped a tooth the other day randomly. I'm sitting here working at my computer, doing my day job, and it felt like I had like a piece of popcorn stuck on one of my teeth.
Oh no.
And I picked at it, and a piece went flying, hit my monitor, and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, it sounded really hard. And I picked it up, and it was legitimately a part of my tooth that just like broke off. It didn't feel like it didn't hurt or anything. And now I have like I don't know, a sharp edge that like keeps hitting my tongue. I call it dentist.
Damn.
I hate going to the dentist, but it's annoying the shit out of my tongue.
Cost you some.
That's what health insurance is for, man. That's what health insurance
still got
is
a
for.
deductible.
That's true. That's true.
They pay some of it, is what that is for dentistry.
That's true. But yeah, I was like, how the fuck did I just like scrape a part of my tooth off? But
yeah, you must have something. Like you're a night grinder.
You know what? I just took a sleep apnea test, and that was one of the questions, and I put no. I don't. Not that I know of. I don't grind my teeth that I know of. It's weird.
That's what happened to me. I broke my canine tooth grinding.
Huh.
And then
my wife's a grinder.
Turned into so watch out for that.
There's a joke there. All right, let's get to In the Ring.
Please.
In the Ring is brought to you by our boy over at Buy Sell Trade Toys. He's got a lot of stuff going on himself. He's got a lot of stuff for sale up on his Instagram. You can go to @Buy Sell Trade Toys on Instagram. Use the code RUN10 for 10% off, and grab yourself some figs from Buy Sell Trade Toys. Lots going. Well, I don't want to say lots going on in the world of wrestling, but we've got some stuff to talk about. Obviously, Extreme Rules is starting to shape up. 5 matches. They've all got some kind of badass stipulation. I'm here for all of it. Extreme Rules match between Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. Fight pit match between Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. Drew and Karrion Kross in a strap match. Ladder match between Bianca and Bayley, and Edge and Finn Balor in an I Quit match. This actually feels like Extreme Rules. Like, it's not just a bunch of matches with no rules, or that are going to be hardcore matches or whatever. This feels kind of special because every match has a stipulation.
Right. And pull all those like for this event, this is where you pull all those out. And so let's do it. I like how if they do the fight pit like they did on that NXT with Matt Riddle, because I liked how the fight pit even looked.
I forgot that even happened.
Yeah. So that's where he I think legitimately knocked out Thatcher's teeth in that match.
Yeah. I was legitimately thinking about like Ken Shamrock and was it Dan Severn in a cage match?
In the Lions Den match.
Well, it was Owen Hart in the Lions Den, or in the in the dungeon. But I remember there was Ken Shamrock took on somebody in like a cage at a pay-per-view.
Was it Blackman?
It might have been Blackman, actually. Now that you say that, that actually sounds accurate.
Yep.
But that's what I was picturing when I heard this. Yeah. But I'm here for it, man. Let's see what Seth's got.
The NXT Riddle match with Thatcher. If they do that, I like that better. And they put on a great match. So, this is how Extreme Rules should be booked.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have our predictions for Extreme Rules next week. We got some on NXT this week. We got some Steiner math Braun
I love
Strowman
it.
busting out some of the Steiner math there. Table for 3, by the way. I meant to actually mention this last week. There is Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, and Braun Breaker.
Breaker. Might as well
Did I
say
say
Braun
Braun
Steiner.
Strowman a
Come on.
But it's the 3 of them chatting, and Braun actually talks about how he became, like, why he didn't pick Steiner as his last name. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Check it out. The rest of the show is actually pretty boring, I thought. I was like, why? Like, it was only like 20 minutes too. It was not very long.
Right.
I was kind of surprised. But it's there. There's a whole season 6. I don't know if people are aware of this because they have done a terrible job of promoting it, I feel like. Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, and Otis are episode 1. R-Truth, Carmella, and Dana Brooke are episode 2. The Hurt Business is episode 3. Undertaker, Godfather, Rikishi, Midian, and Henry Godwin is episode 4. Bianca,
I kind of want to see episode 4. That's
yeah.
I want to hear from everybody on that table.
That's actually the longest one too. It's 40 minutes long. Bianca, Rhea, and Queen Zelina look back at the sisterhood they forged while in NXT season 5 or episode 5. And then Steiner, Diner, Braun Breaker, Rick, and Scott are episode number 6. Actually, that one was 22 minutes. It was longer than all of them except for that Undertaker one. But I don't know. I thought these were a lot longer. It ended, and I was like, that's it? Just wasn't a huge fan. I don't know. I was expecting to get more out of it, and it was just kind of blah. But it's there if you guys want to take it in. We got a couple of returns on Raw this week. Shocked. Actually, both of them. I'll say this now. Both of them, we were a little surprised. I don't think anybody saw Edge coming back this early. Even us. We talked about it a couple weeks ago that, we thought Edge was going to be out a lot longer than he was.
Right.
We thought, I was saying like Survivor Series, he would be back. I think you said Rumble, right?
I said Rumble. Yeah. I said one of the entrants in the Rumble.
Yeah, and then somebody I don't think was on anybody's radar, Candice LeRae, came back as well. She looked good too, man. Not just in the ring, like she looked good. She looked like a MILF.
Well, I mean, that's one thing I have to give to WWE. They're like, look, we want these matches to go like your superheroes, your superstars, so come out like, do your bet, like look good when you come out, get in the gym before you come out here. I don't mind that at all. I'm sorry. Like this is a profession where I think there is something to that.
Right, where you can get away with it, kind of.
Yeah, or just being in shape, like like it makes a difference. Like I know I'm supposed to suspend disbelief, but if there's a guy in there that I know that I have more cardio than and more strength, and he's in there winning world titles, and that's not to me that's not a good look.
Right, absolutely. Candice LeRae looked good. And totally caught me off guard. I was not expecting her to come back.
No, not at all. Not at all. Total left field, and I like when that happens.
Yeah, that's the best, when they can actually surprise you. Little Easter egg was she took on Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash apparently took her mask off and threw it after the match. So keep an eye on that. That could be, a little rebranding there. I could see H being like, let's get rid of this superhero gimmick.
It ran its course. Like it ran its course. We had our fun with it. Let's get back to like the character that's like a real title contender that she was when she was in NXT. So yeah, let's see what happens next.
Yep, absolutely. We also got Raw's audience grew even against football. This was an article I found on Cage Side Seats, which I that I frequent. Monday Night Football always takes a chunk of Raw's audience, but 3 weeks into the new NFL season, WWE seems to be holding on to the viewers who stuck around and luring some of them back or replacing them with lapsed and new fans. September 26th, Raw was watched by an average of 1.67 million across its 3 hours, 5% better than the week before. Among 18 to 49-year-olds, the 0.45 rating was unchanged from September 19th. Monday Night Football, the Giants and the Cowboys. I was just getting to that. Monday Night Football had the lowest numbers of the season, but they're still impressive and ahead of the last couple of years. It was on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2 was watched by 19.34 million with 5.55 in that demo. Those broadcasts dominated the night. Raw finished 6th among cable originals ahead of everything. Or everything ahead of it was ESPN programming attached to Cowboys' win over their division rival. So, yeah, good for Raw, man. Because I'll be honest with you, I put Monday Night Football on when I first got home, and then I'm sitting there watching. I even tried the little score. I saw the score. I put on the Peyton cast or the Manning cast, whatever it's called, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna switch over to Raw, and I switched over to Raw, and I never went back. So.
And I think that the numbers show that I think the majority of that's what happened to majority of the audience. Right now, like just giving a quick NFL take, it seems like the defenses are a little bit ahead of the offenses.
Yeah.
There's only like maybe 2 or 3 teams that are consistently scoring about 30 points. Everybody else is not like these are struggles. Like these games have like I got red zone. These games are struggles nowadays, and you damn near don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
And then so you got Raw that had a good show one more time, and you had people.
Perfect example of not knowing who's going to win is the Dolphins being 3-0.
There you go.
Nobody knew that was going to happen.
No, or even the Giants record going into this Monday night game. So. But yeah, you look at that score and then what was going on in the game. Like they were punting back and forth. Like, let's see what's happening on Raw. And then Raw did its job. Like you turned on Raw and then you didn't want to, they kept you there. So, you know, that's how, man. Triple H is doing the thing.
Yep. Good stuff so far. On the opposite end of that, and this is not just a piss on AEW rant. I don't care who you are. Give me one good thing that came out of AEW this week, as far as or Dynamite, because we haven't seen anything else yet. But yeah, Rampage. Like you have just to compete with or to figure out like what you're going against. Tony Khan is on Twitter today talking about how the Forbidden Door is coming down in Philadelphia again tonight. And it's a picture of him, Mox, and some guy from New Japan who actually I didn't even know. I had to look through the comments to figure out who it was. And I'm trying to pull it up now here.
Was it Bandito?
I think was it?
No.
Hold on. He says who it was after, like in one of the replies. Guido, Gedo. It's Guido, John Moxley, and him in a hotel room. He says the Forbidden Door is opening again tonight in Philadelphia. I can't wait for Wednesday Night Dynamite on TBS. Thank you to everyone who watches AEW. See you tonight on TBS. It's like, dude, like what? Like work on your show because tonight was not good. Soraya, or however you say her name, because now there's a whole thing about how you actually say her name, was not good. I mean, I know it's like her first night back on the mic, but the crowd was dead. Like, for AEW, that's one thing I will give to AEW is the crowd's usually into it. Crowd was flat tonight, and it's Philadelphia.
And this is Philly,
right. I was gonna say it's not like they're in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's like, no offense to the people in Green Bay, Wisconsin, but it's Philadelphia, which is a huge wrestling city. I just don't get it, man. I don't get like why is he tweeting this out and then he's like you just had Sami Zayn take over the internet because of how good that whole segment was Friday night,
right?
With the New Day or the Bloodline and Sami Zayn.
Yep,
you have to bring your A game if you're like you can't be tweeting this shit out and then put out a. Like, stop worrying so much about these fucking announcements and just let them happen. and put a good
and
product
it
out
did
there.
not deliver. Like none of that like was a puff of smoke in the episode tonight.
Exactly. Like don't necessarily put this out there. Put a good episode on TV and let that do your talking, man. Let your product do the talking.
Well, I mean, here's, you know, I guess like I mean, we got to rehash some of the things that we've been saying. So one more time. So before we even go into this, so Tommy and I do not hate this promotion. Okay, we would like to see it be good and do good. Like we want it to, because it's great to have another product to look at, you know, to bounce off of when you're watching WWE. That's why we have so much regard for the Attitude Era and the Monday Night War, because it was simply because it was two products that you could sit and watch. Yep. That's all I'm asking for.
You flip. All right. You hit that previous button.
Right. Now, so when you're watching the AEW product, so it's just too much going. I can see them, like the production value. Like I can see them making calls in the ring. I can see it and sometimes hear it. I don't even need, like, I used to watch it. There was a YouTube channel I used to watch that did that. Like that would have subtitles and everything and show you where they're making calls, where you heard it on TV if you paid attention. This time you don't even have to try with AEW. You can see. Like I don't know, like it's not working to just cater to a small fraction of the audience. You had 30 seconds to tell us who Bandito is and give us a couple of quick highlights. Bandito gets a shot at the title tonight, and then give us a couple of, you know, he's doing flips or whatever. You got the footage, like you own ROH, so you could have gave us some footage, like just 30 seconds, and we would have been so into this match. But no, he got treated like somebody that was local talent, to be honest. Okay. Another, like, it's to me, it is getting embarrassing to watch Chris Jericho in a match with these younger wrestlers. It's embarrassing. Like that 30-second hold for that suplex was not good.
I did laugh at him. Yeah. I did. One shining moment, I did laugh at Jericho saying that ring ROH now stands for Ring of Jericho. I don't know why that just like brought me back to like
everything's of Jericho. That's why.
Yeah, but it just brought me back to like 99 or 97 Jericho, like early or late WCW Jericho, early WWE Jericho. Where just like everything he said was ridiculous.
Right. Okay. And then the continuance of their group is the continuance of the tribalism with, there's pro wrestlers and there's entertainers.
Yep.
You know, which, you know, I would pay money to see Bryan Danielson get in a ring with an MMA fighter. I would pay money to see that. Like, since he's, you know, a real fighter, right?
Yep.
But and then let's go to the women's title match. So Serena Deeb is to me, she is in the same category as Chris Jericho. Stop putting her in the ring with these younger women. It looks bad. She's not a good dance partner with these younger women. Stop. Okay, please stop putting her in title matches. Stop.
Put her behind. I know their women's division is not very deep right now. Or very good, but like put Serena Deeb and Paige, Soraya, whatever you want to call her, put them backstage as producers. You can have either one of them be an on-screen personality, whatever, that's fine.
Right.
But we don't know if Paige is going to be able to wrestle. It sounds like she's going to be able to at some point, but Serena Deeb, I think, is past her prime. Let her do stuff behind the scene. Let her be like I forgot Cesaro's girl, the girl he was married to. I think they're still married, but she was like a behind the scenes person in NXT. I cannot think of her name. but like have her be something like that. She was an old Ring of Honor wrestler, and she, you know, was just a behind the scenes trainer for NXT. That's what I feel like they need. They need some trainers. They need somebody to take.
Killed.
Yeah. They need somebody to train these people a little bit better, like polish them up a little bit. Polish them.
Because
Sarah Del Rey is the person I was thinking of. Sorry, Sarah Del Rey.
Yeah, because Jade, for example, looks like $1 million, has 100% gotten better on the microphone. Now, if we can get her to remember the match, remember what's going on in the match while she's in it, and not kill somebody. Like she right now is set, like, you know, I hate to say it, but she's kind of a female Goldberg here. Like she's got, you know, the thing that is her gimmick is basically this streak.
Yep.
And she goes in and is just able to beat people on brute force and not really tell that much of a story in the actual matches. And some of the moves look pretty green. So hopefully Saraya, like, who is a former teacher, you know, for those of you that saw the movie, you know, that's what she was doing. she was a wrestling teacher, her and her family. Get these girls, like, hey, like, I don't care what you guys want to do. We've seen you wrestle for a couple years now. Time to come to class and time to really polish this up before a camera comes on. You know, I don't need to see your development on camera. So hopefully that's what I would pay her for. I would pay her to be the mouthpiece and to get these women's get the act together before somebody breaks somebody's neck.
Absolutely. Man. And again, I don't, like you said from the beginning, man, I don't want to shit on AEW every week. I want it to be good. There's people in AEW I like that I want to succeed. Yeah. It's just, man, there is a lot. And I get, one of my buddies always says, like, it's like the unpolished, you know, it's unpolished like WCW was. And I'm like, I get that. I get there's not as much production in it as WWE, and it's not as bells and whistles and shiny as WWE. I get that. But when it comes down
botches on,
right. That's exactly what I was going to say, is like, when it comes down to it, the wrestling isn't that great. The storytelling is okay at the moment. It's not great either, but like, let's focus on making a better product. Sure. Grand Slam, the ratings went down.
And that was a big event.
That was a big event. Tony put a bunch of money into it to advertise it, and the ratings weren't there. And it's like, this week is going to be maybe worse. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Probably, because I mean, like you said, going back to that point, WCW was the lights weren't as bright and everything, but you respected the work in the ring. I respected each match. I wanted to see the stories happening in the matches, and I knew who everybody was. You know, they did a great job of building a character. How do you, again, like, so tonight, how do you bring a character that, unless I watched ROH years ago, I don't know who this man is, and he's going for a world title on your main event. That's not sometimes
good. I think sometimes they rely too much on that. Like, they rely on it being like, oh, our show is full, like, our fan base is full of marks. They're gonna know who this guy is, and that's not always the case.
Nope. Well, it's gonna be less than 1 million people.
Right.
It's gonna be like, so, which is not good.
No.
Build the guy, and the poor guy, like, build the guy. I want to know who the guy is before he comes in here and goes for the title.
Yep.
I might want to root for him, but I didn't want, like, either, like, it's been so long since I watched ROH. I don't remember everything that happened in ROH. That was years ago.
Yeah, I don't know anything that happened in ROH. So, but moving right along here. Moving along pretty quick tonight. We are going to get into our winners and losers, but first we got to talk about our pubic hair. Support for the Run-In Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. We've got 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, it's about 12 million balls. We've all been there, getting ready for a little date night action. You're shaving your face and you look down and you say, oh, I got to take care of business below the equator. And then you say to yourself, man, I'm going to put this thing that was just on my balls on my face. Or you nick yourself because it's made for your face and not your balls. And then you got issues all night long. Well, Manscaped sent us the Performance Package 4.0, and it is a game changer. Let me tell you, inside this package, you're going to get their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First, let's talk about the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, Lawnmower 4.0 is also waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight. You need a more precise shave. Because the trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor, which I know your lady will appreciate. You thought that was good, but we want to take your grooming even further to the next level. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof, provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. I used this yesterday, and man, I was expecting to have a little tug. Smooth as my balls. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas. Your balls will look up at you and say, thanks, man. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, so comfortable, rocking them right now. And the Shed Travel Bag, which is actually the nicest toiletry bag, travel bag that I've ever seen in my life. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20. That's right. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with RUN20 at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. I am still loving my Manscaped package on my package.
Hell yeah.
It's been amazing. Life-changing, if you will. You guys can head over to manscaped.com. Never too early to shop for Christmas. 20% off.
Nope.
I think I've mentioned this already. I grabbed my stepdad and my real dad, both the nose hair trimmer, the Weed Whacker 4.0, or not 4.0, but the Weed Whacker, 20% off, free shipping. If you guys use our code, send us a screenshot. We'll send you some goodies just for using our code, and you're going to get 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped is a proud sponsor of Winners and Losers of the Week. This week, my winner is Wes Lee, who is taking, he is jumping into that North American Championship match after Tony D'Angelo was injured. So he will be in that. He's taking advantage. And I just think it's a good story after all that stuff about his old tag team partner, the white supremacy stuff came out. Now this guy's in a title match. So good for him.
Right.
And he's kind of like my dark horse in that match. Him and Carmelo Hayes, man, I would like to see them win that ladder match at NXT Halloween Havoc on October 22nd. My losers of the week, it is the internet trolls that are sending death threats to Aleister Black for taking time off from AEW. He's taking time off because he needs a mental health break, and then internet trolls are giving him death threats. Get a life, you fucking losers.
My goodness. And I'm pretty sure most of it is because they thought that he was going to go to WWE.
Right.
The tribalism is just disgusting.
I mean,
guys.
Yeah, and if anybody did that, if somebody did that because somebody left WWE to go to AEW, it's the same thing. Like,
Same thing.
People are making decisions because they have other stuff going on. It's not just because they're not happy with the way House of Black is being booked or something like that. Like, there's other shit going on in these people's lives. So give them some respect. He was not like he was good enough to go on like an Instagram live or whatever and talk about what was going on. Yep. So
and I like how he addressed how, like, dude, stop believing dirt sheets. Like, stop.
Yes,
you don't know and they don't know. Like, I mean, how much has, if you were a Dave Metzler fan or Brian Alvarez, like, for real though, take a step back. How many times have they been right?
I always say this with fantasy football, like, the experts have like the projections, and I know sometimes on Yahoo, like, they'll have what they were projected at versus like what they actually scored. Like, it's like being a weatherman. Like, you should have to, like, that should be how your performance review goes. Like, you should have a certain percentage. Brian Alvarez and Metzler should have somebody to answer to. Yeah, with what they get right and what they get wrong.
Right. And not just them. Like, they're not like, you know,
they're just
ringside and all those other, you know, stuff that I just read, just kind of to have some fodder to talk about, right?
The clickbait shit. You know what I fucking hate lately is you'll be scrolling through like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and it'll be like, WWE legend thinks this about the current product, and it's like that. And it ends up being like Disco Inferno or Vince Russo or just somebody who's totally fucking irrelevant and just trying to get their name out there. And it's like, it's 100% clickbait, but it's like, just shut the fuck up. Nobody cares what this person thinks. And it's the different, even Bischoff, like, I love Eric Bischoff, but it is a different time right now in the world of wrestling. You know, there's comments being made about, like, I think Vince Russo made a comment the other week about, like, bro, we kicked Monday Night Football's ass in the 90s. NFL was a whole different product back in the 90s.
Yes,
as was wrestling. It's a whole different time, bro. Like, I just fucking hate those articles that say so-and-so, and it's like, WWE legend thinks this about Stephanie McMahon. It's like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, things that would not work because social media, right? So that's that adds to the product. Like, it either adds or subtracts from the product. So you have to approach everything way differently than things that Vince Russo would do. Like, he likes goofy stuff, which
that was also 20 years ago, or more than that, 25 years ago at this point. Man. So times are changing, bro. Wow. Times have changed, bro. Anyway, who's your winners and losers this week, Deej?
Winner, I had to go with, like, I loved Ron Breaker bringing back the Scott Steiner math for this
nice
triple threat match. Like, that's OW, like, all day long, and did it correctly, by the way. So and then and losers, I have to, like, I gotta go back to, like, the AEW, like, the AEW booking. Like, I mean, look, on this show, you can go, we got it on tape. We made fun of the WWE booking when it was not good. Like, for a long time with Raw. Like, Raw was unwatchable, and we would talk about how unwatchable it was. Now we gotta be equal here. So this was bad. This was a really bad episode. Really bad. Like, from the jump. Like, the first segment was not good. All the way through. You can damn near see, like, I almost felt like they had scripts. Like, the way, like, Bryan Danielson was talking on the microphone, he sounded like he was reading something. It was bad. This is a bad episode, man. And the booking was bad. Like, they have that young man again. I really feel bad for Bandito tonight. Like, I almost made him the loser, but I didn't. It wasn't his fault. He was not. You don't know who he was. Jericho goes in there and takes all of his finishers and still wins. You know, so again, just like, and then, so if this happened on WWE TV, we'd be talking about how, you know, we'll see all the memes about, oh, this guy just started tonight and already got buried, you know, and the picture with Jericho like with the meme posing next to the guy's grave. So we're not going to see that tonight, though, right? So that's just bad. Poor guy. Bandito. I hope Bandito. I want to see Bandito some more. Just for that, I want to see him some more. I
get a
like
second
just
chance.
rinse that out of his mouth and get get him a better shot than that.
Yep. We are on to a new segment here on the Run In podcast. It is called Buy or Sell. We take a rumor, probably caused by Alvarez or Meltzer and his messy room, and we decide whether we're buying it or selling it. I read this week that Damian Priest is very interested in trying to get Bad Bunny to join Judgment Day. I would buy that 100%. Just not the fact that they like it's going to happen, just Bad Bunny being in Judgment Day. I think could be very cool. I think it could be very cool. Him and Damian Priest had some good what's the word I'm looking for? Some good
they had a good vibe. They had a good
charisma together.
Charisma.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think he'd be a cool addition. I think it'd be cool to have a celebrity like that in a faction. Be like, almost like Rodman in the NWO.
Sure. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna buy it with you. Just like you said, like you got the the Puerto Rican connection there. Because that's what I thought made their team at WrestleMania viable. Like you could tell they kind of vibed really well as Puerto Rican brothers. And that's I say let it happen. Like it looked natural on the show, and that's what you're looking for, right? You don't want it
100%.
you don't want it looking not like when I rest another soul here, not like when the No Limit Soldiers were were in WCW. It just looked so awkward,
Yeah.
But it did not look that way with Bad Bunny. And I think it'd be I'll do it. I'm here for. I'm looking for a Bad Bunny elite as it is. So
You and Kenny.
So yeah.
Kenny's looking for one too.
This man needs an elite. What's up?
Yeah. Yep. What's your buy sell for this week?
So from they're from Dave and Alvarez. Tony had no intention of buying ROH until he heard that WWE was one of the potential buyers.
Ooh. Are you buying or selling that?
It kind of sounds like him. Like it kind of sounds real. Yeah, It sounds like something he would do. So again, one of the things that makes AEW hard to back is that the people that love this product can be very hypocritical.
Right.
And so if we said that about Vince, not only would they buy it, but they would tweet about it for weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I buy this. Tony does this. Tony, again, so another, allegedly, is very hard about letting guys out of their contract. That, so allegedly.
I was just scrolling through something that actually said that they're not granting releases at this time.
Yep. So you see what I mean? Now, Vince did that. This would be like that. We wouldn't hear the end of it.
Right.
So that's why I believe this. Like I think he is kind of like, and this is how he's treating. I think, in my opinion, that's how he's treating the product. I mean, first you have Claudio win the championship, keep it for a minute, and then put it, on his boy Jericho, who I'm going to venture to think there's a very low percentage of people that are enjoying Jericho as the ROH champion. Right. So it's, so he's making he's again making it one of his shiny new toys, just like everybody else that comes to the company.
Yep.
So, I just hope it I'm really hoping this gets better. I really hope it does.
It's I want to for the sake of the show, I want to be like, nah, man, he didn't think that. But it's just so hard to argue against that. Like, 100%. He heard or saw or whatever that they wanted, that WWE was interested, and he was like, nope, I have more money than them. I'm just going to buy it. Like, I totally see him doing that.
There's an old joke where, and I know we're not a big fan of this man, but it was a Bill Cosby joke. And he talked about how his kids, like, they were ashamed to get dropped off at school by him because they're like, oh, because everybody's saying that we're rich kids.
I was going to say for other reasons.
And then Bill said, this is before all that, right? So and then Bill says, well, you can tell them that you're not rich. You have nothing. I'm rich. And that's how I feel about Tony Khan. Okay, that's how I feel about Tony Khan. And then I just don't all the way buy that, oh, I have more money than this corporation. Like, he just happens to want to, he wants to spend more money on something that they would. Like, they're not about, like, probably win way overbid, and they're like, oh, take it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, I agree with you. I'm buying that he wanted it because WWE wanted it. So we're both buying what we're both putting out there. So liking this segment so far, the buy and sell, where we address
and you guys chime in. Tell us what you think.
So far. For sure. That's it for this week in wrestling. Let's hit the toy aisle. Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by Wrestling Collector Shop. Hit up WrestlingCollectorShop.com. Use the code RUN10 to save 10%. Or if you spend over $50, which is very easy to do on their websites, you can use the code RUNIN and you'll get free shipping. A couple updates from them right now. Ultimate 15s, which is the Ultimate Warrior and Brock Lesnar. Basic 135, Elite 97, and Showdown Usos should all be here by the time your episode drops, straight from Troy from Wrestling Collector Shop's email.
There we go.
If you ordered any of those, what was Elite 97? I'm pulling it up here now. I forget who is. Oh, that's the Chainsaw Charlie series. Nice. Yes. And Xavier Woods, Alexa Bliss, almost. Sheamus and Ronda Rousey and Xavier Woods Chase. So you guys can grab those and they'll be in stock very, very, very soon by the time this episode drops. Elite 15, some people got them in hand already. And we saw the images. The Ultimate Warrior head does not look great.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not looking great. A lot of people have said it looks better in person than it does in pictures. And it's mostly the face with no paint on it is the one that that is not looking great. So
all right.
You guys be the judge. If you guys get yours in, let us know what you think about those
partial. Like figures. Where the paint is like partially coming off.
Well, this is from the WrestleMania 7 match with Macho Man, and it's like supposed to be the end of the match. And he's got no paint on his face, just like
no paint on. Yeah, I get it.
They nailed it with the WrestleMania 6 Ultimate Edition Warrior, though. That's the thing. So, yeah. So I have to see. Once you get yours in person, let us know what you think. It's an Ultimate Edition. People are pissed that it's a remake, because it's from the defining moments. But it's still like one of the coolest moments. Like, I vividly remember that WrestleMania match. So I think it's super cool to have a figure of that. And I'm very tempted to buy that figure, but I do want to see it in person before I buy it. So,
yeah, I remember that whole WrestleMania, how they were afraid it was supposed to be in the Coliseum.
Yep.
And they were afraid because of the Desert Storm. And so they brought it into the sports arena, which is not like, I'm so glad the sports arena is gone. That was not a good arena at all. But they did their best. Yep, did their best.
Yep.
And the part of town too was the other thing about the sports arena. You better put it this way. Nowadays, you would not be taking your title your $400 title to the sports arena nowadays. I'll just say that.
So let's get into it here with Walk That Toy. Lots of news, lots of updates on some different stuff. First, let's start with Cella. There's some stuff going on behind the scenes with Cella. People will still get their figures if you ordered them. But Figure Collections and Wrestling Trader, who is based in the UK, is taking over the whole Cella production. I'm reading this right from Figure Collections website or Instagram. Firstly, Wrestling Trader and Figure Collections would like to say a massive thank you for all your patience and support. We fully understand your frustrations and concerns that from the outside, the situation with Cella Toys has been uncertain and worrying. However, we'd like to reassure you that behind the scenes, there's a lot of hard work going on to ensure we keep providing you with all the awesome Cella figures in the future. Some news in the UK and Europe, our friends at Wrestling Trader will now be fulfilling all remaining Cella website orders, including multiple item orders, rerun of original Dynamite, and any outstanding haystacks and missing replacement original Atom Bomb orders and blue haystacks. If you ordered from Cella website and live in North America, it will be fulfilled by either Wrestling Trader or Figure Collections. Please be aware that if you ordered blue haystacks from the Cella site, it is not in stock yet, so this will be dispatched when it arrives. Wrestling Trader will be fulfilling these alongside their regular orders. It is likely that it'll take a little while to complete, so we kindly ask for your patience. We'll keep you updated with progress. We understand that people will want to naturally check in with their orders, but please bear in mind that Wrestling Trader and Figure Collections are receiving lots of inquiries about this, and it may take us a little while to respond. For more information regarding other pre-orders will be coming. Thanks for believing in Figure Collections and Wrestling Trader.
All right.
So it is, yeah, man. Because I'm close with Jack, I know from Figure Collections, I kind of know what's going on the inside, but I can't spill all the beans. But I can tell you that Jack is working his ass off to make sure all of this happens. And he's got some investors and things like that. So things are going in the right direction. They went in the wrong direction for a little while. No fault of Figure Collections or Wrestling Trader. And then in the meantime, they announced a couple new figs this week, including Demolition in the retro style, which is like old school Demolition with like their entrance gear, silver and black face paint, red and yellow face paint. They also announced the Killer Bees, which will be cool. Yeah, I knew you'd be all about that. And Hornswoggle or Swoggle getting his first figure, and it is going to be a retro, and the pre-order for that will be September 30th. That's Friday. So you can pre-order that
right now.
Don't forget, you can use
if you're listening
shop.figurecollections.com if you're in the US. Shop.figurecollections.com. So, and it is expected to be shipping by the end of November. Pictures shown are of a sample and not a painted prototype. So check out Figure Collections. It's figure_collections on Instagram for more info on that one. One thing I will say is that, and we'll get more, I'm going to tease it. And then if you're good at math, you should be able to put 2 and 2 together a little bit later on in the show. Because of everything going on, Figure Collections had an amazing opportunity. And because of some of the stuff behind the scenes with Cella and the guy who owned Cella, they had to turn the opportunity down. So I will just leave it at that. That's really all I can say about it. But there was a huge opportunity for them. They went to Figure Collections first, and Figure Collections had to shoot it down. So in the world of Super Sevens, the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are getting another wave of Super Sevens. I know the Major Brothers are. I think this is good too, because the first wave of them were not very good. They're still working on getting human beings done well. And I will say that Doc Gallows looks really good. They've got even his head. He's got a head with the braided beard. They've got some custom Good Brothers titles. They look way better. They come with a can of beer. They look way better than they did in that first wave. So you can check those out. The pictures are up at super7.com. And then kind of a surprise to everybody, even though it's happened in the past, we got the No Holds Barred set showed up on WWE Shop.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I grabbed one, man. I wanted it when it first dropped, and then I was like, I didn't get one, and I was like, no worries. And then the opportunity came to buy it at a decent price, and I jumped in on it, and it already shipped. So it'll be part of my weekly purchases next week. Still undecided.
You didn't see him at the Comic-Con? Or no, you haven't gone yet.
No, I didn't go to Comic-Con.
Yeah. Yeah, the Comic-Con I went to. There was a bunch of them, but they were all
Stockton Con. Is that the one you went to?
Yeah. So Stockton Con, they had them all over the place, but of course the pricing, like they, one at your firstborn.
Yeah, it's like I saw like eBay and stuff had them for like 150 to 200, and I'm just like, I'm not paying that.
No.
I was like, I'll wait for somebody in the Fig Cave to get it and want to unload it. I didn't realize Mike Lanham had an extra set that he was willing to sell me for like what he paid for it. I didn't realize that. So then I just was like, all right, I'm going to jump on this because it's on WWE Shop. I can do PayPal Pay in 4. And it was a little bit more expensive than the Mattel Creations, but it was still cheaper than the scalpers. So, or somebody trying to flip it. So, yeah. So I jumped all over it. Did you grab one or no?
No.
You're all set with that?
I'm all set. Like, I think with because I pre-ordered the Mega Powers.
Yep.
And I think that's good enough for me for that version of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And then I have the Elizabeth, and I also got the Elizabeth with the yellow and red. And then, and then of course having the ultimate Mr. T. So I feel like I got like the whole 80s Hulk Hogan faction ready to go, so I didn't really need the, maybe if they do a Zeus by himself, I might do that.
All right. I just love the packaging. I remember watching that movie a ton when I was a kid. So I was like, you know what? I'll jump on it when it gets here. We'll see how I feel. I just didn't want to miss the opportunity to grab it and then have to pay more for it later if I wanted it down the road. So
that's how it works.
Sometimes you got to do that. So Zombie Sailor, he signed Ric Flair. They're going to get some Ric Flair retros. And it sounds like there's going to be like a series of Ric Flair retros. So we'll see. It sounded like there wasn't when I first saw the announcement, I was like, oh, great. This is going to be like his last match. And that's like all his last match stuff. And it sounds like it's going to be a little bit more than that. So we'll see what happens with that. Of course, I'll probably grab one or two. What else we got here? Macho Man. If you are a Macho Man fan, you need to go to icollector.com and you can bid on the Spider-Man Bonesaw McGraw's tights. This outfit was custom made by the production for use by Randy Macho Man Savage as Bonesaw McGraw. Current bid, $602. But you are owning a piece of Macho Man history. Phil Gentile, Mike Lanham. You guys are huge Macho Man fans.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man.
Because that particular movie kind of was a good jump off point for Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. Why aren't you guys jumping on that?
Think about it. Hey, freak show. I got you for 3 minutes. You're going nowhere.
I was amazed to see that and it be legit. So
yeah, it just hit me. That's nothing. That's gonna
not gonna end there. I'm sure it will not end there.
No,
how much time's left on it?
Somebody want to jump into that?
Okay. I'm just looking at a screenshot of it right now. Let's see, icollector.com.
If it's still 600 something, especially by the time you guys are listening to this, if it's still 600, come on.
There's all kinds of stuff
out
on this website. Kinds of stuff. Macho
that's why I'm not gonna look.
Man. It ends October 2nd.
Okay.
At 8 o'clock.
Man, that's not. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
It's 3 days left, and it's still at $602.
Oh, come on now. Yeah, that's nothing.
Grab
for
it.
that.
Somebody buy that. Somebody buy that, man. Anyway, somebody will buy it, obviously. Speaking of like ridiculous things going for a price, like weird prices, this happened actually today, and I didn't put it in the show notes. Hornswoggle. We were just talking about him a minute ago. Swoggle. He so they made a micro brawler of him. They made it regular size by accident. So Pro Wrestling Tees had like the one that was like the actual, like the size of the rest of the micro brawlers.
Okay.
And they sold it on Whatnot today, and it sold for $1,140.
Why?
I have no idea. That is a lot of money.
I mean,
for a $15 micro brawler, $10 micro brawler.
And it's like, look, I listened to Swoggle's book on Audible, and it did bring me a little bit closer to like, really being a fan of his. But I'm not going to spend $1,000 on him like that. As much as I love the guy.
Micro brawler. Not on a micro. I got his book signed for $30 by him.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like, from him. Like,
yeah, that works. $30 is good. That's a good price right there.
Yeah.
not $1,000.
Crazy.
Can we like, if the guy who bought it is listening to the show, like for real, like, and we won't even clown you. I really want to know, like, really, what brought you to $1,000 for this item? Like, please.
I mean, I know sometimes you get on that Whatnot and you just start hitting the button because you're hopped up in the moment. That actually happened to me. Friend of the show, Dan Christensen, sent me a link for an autographed Ric Flair Galoob.
I remember that.
Yes, and it went a little past what I wanted to spend, but I still got it for a solid price, like $100. But I was with my kid, and my kid was like watching. He's like, "Come on!" And I'm like, he just wanted me to win because he's competitive.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh,
don't be a punk, get it."
But Selfie Series has launched, or is going to launch on Hasbro Pulse. Originally, we talked about these and we thought they were very cool. And then it went from $50 to $80. I think with that price jump, I'm out. $50, I could like absolutely like
cool. Yeah.
Talk myself into doing that. Yeah. $80 though, that's a little much for a figure of myself. Somebody out there is going to be like, it's not really that much for a figure of yourself. But they haven't. I mean, sometimes Hasbro doesn't even nail like these famous people correctly. Never mind like me sending them 5 pictures of myself or whatever it is.
Right.
But there are going to be on Hasbro Pulse soon. Hasbro Pulse is having a Pulse Con. It's a 2022 online event. It's set for this coming weekend, September 30th. That's Friday, and October 1st. Multiple brands are going to have reveals, pre-order drops, including Marvel, Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe. A new one that we haven't really seen on their list is Indiana Jones. I'm excited to see what's coming out of that. Power Rangers and more. You can check it out at youtube.com/Hasbro Pulse. They'll be going down all weekend long. Speaking of Hasbro Pulse, they're in the news quite a bit today, or this week, I should say. The starting lineup figures dropped. And we kind of talked about that last week. We didn't know what the price was going to be. We actually didn't even know the lineup, really. We only saw like a couple pictures of certain guys.
Right.
And they dropped on Friday after we had recorded, and they are $50.
Man.
And it's NBA only right now. I think they fucked this up completely. Just from like the look of the figures, the price.
Yes.
I think they did a good job of picking the 8 people that are in the lineup. But
that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
They got completely away from what everybody loved about starting lineup figures. Like Hasbro makes a ton of retro style figures. They make X-Men, or they make Marvel retros. They make Star Wars retros. They totally could have taken that idea and ran with this instead of making a $50 starting lineup figure. Like,
well, I think one of the things that makes it $50 is the NFT that comes with it.
yeah, I
Um,
get
we
that.
don't, yeah, but we, like you're about to probably say, we're not into NFTs that much yet to
Yeah,
spend $50 on one.
right.
Okay. I think, like you said, what they missed was looking at the figure, like what the competition is. All right. So we're used to a $20 price point base like that, or, for a good figure, $20 is what we're used to going to a Walmart
With
or to a Target.
with right, that's what the McFarlanes were. I sent Phil kept saying if they make a Lamar Jackson, he's gonna buy one. And I told him, no, man, save your money. And I sent them a link to the Lamar Jackson. It's not McFarlane that makes them anymore. It's like Dragon Toys or Import
Yeah.
Dragons, something like that.
Yep.
It's
Right.
the same basis though.
Right.
It's literally like the same figures. It's just a different name on them. And it was $20 on eBay, $22 with free shipping or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't get an NFT, but you know what? I'm looking at this LeBron James scan right now, and it looks
horrible.
something straight out of fucking Space Jam.
But they got his hair right.
Yeah. They didn't get his shitty attitude right. I can't tell if he has a shitty attitude in this.
Well, you gotta, wait till you see the NFT. Maybe he's got his eyes closed or something. If you can't tell, like I am I'm a Laker fan that does not like LeBron much, so I can't
tell. I was just gonna say that I posted this in the Fig Cave, and a lot of people were like, "This is stupid. Like, why are these so expensive? There's no tattoos." I kind of understand that if you did the tattoos, you have to pay the artist for like their work, their work or whatever. But you could have done something. Like WWE is able to do tattoos.
Right.
I'm trying to think of like what other Hasbro line would have tattoos here. G.I. Joe, like real tattoos.
Marvel.
I guess it.
Okay.
No, like now that I'm looking at it, starting lineup is the only line that Hasbro makes that's real people. You know what I mean? Like not characters.
Okay.
So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. It definitely like was like, okay, this is LeBron, but like he's got no tattoos, or Steph Curry, but he's got no tattoos. Like what's going on?
So I want to see like if they improve on that, and if like I want to see what kind of like say legends they start to do. Because that was the other appeal to starting lineup. Like even my dad had a couple of them when I was growing up, because we were in the toy store and he found, Jackie Robinson or whoever. Like, wait, Jackie Robinson, and then he bought himself one. So
right, you throw it on your desk or in your man cave, whatever.
And then so let's see what happens with that. Like, and this is we're just starting off with basketball. We got baseball, football, hockey. Possibly the other sports, track, and the Olympic sports.
Yep.
Boxing, MMA. So so let's see what happens. This is just the first round. And like and when these things are on the clearance, when they're on clearance, and then they'll probably figure out, okay, the $50 was too much.
Yeah, for sure.
They're gonna see the comments like, at starting lineup, these don't look good. And so I think, hey, it's the first, we've seen the first series of things not be so good, and then they turn it around.
Get better, right? I said to somebody in a chat or on a comment on something that this terrifies me for hockey, because hockey, if they do hockey, has to have more detail. Like it's just the way they look. Football too, I guess. Football and hockey, the pads and all that stuff. Sure. If basketball, which is like a very plain
just a jersey canvas, and shoes,
if you will, is $50. How much is a detailed hockey player or football player going to be? 50 or 60, 70? Right.
Helmets and sticks, and
The 1995 Cam Neely starting lineup figure that I'm looking at on eBay right now for $9.99 is looking very good. That's $9.99 with free shipping too.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of those during COVID. I think even when we first started this podcast, like I had the Dream Team 92 set. I still have a few of them. I held on to a few, but I got rid of a lot of them. Actually, my kids' baseball team was doing like a fundraising tag sale, and I just put the whole bucket out there. I was like, take them. Somebody take them. I kept a Griffey, a Wade Boggs, and a Cam Neely, I think, and maybe like one or two others. But
yeah, I kept all my track guys. So
yeah,
Michael
it
Johnson.
was just such a disappointment. I think we were all getting really excited about it, and then to have it be $50, even as adults, we're like, "What,
dude?" Yeah.
So,
like, dude, like, I mean, I'm barely, you're going in the, video game prices for
right. Yeah, that's a
figure.
great point. We talked last week about how McDonald's was bringing back the Halloween buckets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they are bringing back, starting October 3rd, you can get a adult Happy Meal.
What? So
so
that's coming up, like as people are listening
next week.
To this.
A Big Mac or a 10-piece chicken nuggets with fries and a drink. The meal is a collaboration between the streetwear brand. Where is it? Yes, this includes toys. Some collaboration between streetwear brand and fast food chain as it digs deeper into nostalgia. The food will be served in a specially designed box that should trigger memories of Happy Meals from the old days. Toys will include redesigned takes on McDonald's famous mascots, including Grimace, Hamburglar, and Birdie, plus a new one named Cactus Buddy.
Okay.
Oh, is this Cactus Plant Flea Market is the clothing line? That's what's that rapper? I'm so old right now. Cactus Plant Flea Market is a streetwear brand that has been popularized by Kanye West and Pharrell in recent years. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
But it's so cool, man, that they're doing these. They're Travis Scott. That's who I was thinking of. It was Cactus Jack. Anyway, I'm all over the place right now because I want the Grimace. I want the Grimace of the Hamburglar.
Okay. Well, one thing I'm liking is that they got grown up food, like 10-piece nugget, Big Mac to go in there. Like I don't want the freaking cheeseburger, that I'm gonna swallow. So Big Mac chicken nugget, 10-piece chicken nugget. That'll work.
They should have made it any value meal, any extra value meal. You get this, but very cool play on nostalgia.
Yeah, and let's see if they keep going. Like I remember the Transformer toys. Like the drink turned into or the Big Mac turned into a robot. No, or the pullback cars.
I would be perfectly fine with it being like all old McDonald's mascots, like the chicken nuggets. Remember they had like the actual McDonald toys that like transformed. It was like a pancake or a flapjack like container that transformed and stuff like that. I'd be all for that, man. This is what my waistline would hate me, but whatever. That is it for toys, I believe. Action figures, if you will. It's brought to you by Wrestling Collector Shop. We do have weekly purchases, DJ. I got two things in my hand. I never go first, so I'll go first, I guess.
Sure.
We talked about micro brawlers for a little bit. I got the brand new Ric Flair, another Ric Flair micro brawler. This is Black Robe. You know what? I'm actually going to take them out. We're going to do a live unboxing right here because these things are so easy to open.
Black.
Yeah, silver and black robe, white boots, or I'm sorry, red boots. Oh shit, dropped them. I do love certain micro brawlers, man. He's right on the light. There he is. A little bit better.
There he goes.
This was in this month's Pro Wrestling Crate, and I did not want to buy Pro Wrestling Crate anymore. So I actually worked out a deal with somebody who was just like, yeah, man, I keep some of the stuff and sell the rest. So I will sell you the micro brawler. So got it for a good price. I think $20.
All right.
From somebody in the Fig Cave. So shout out to, I think it was Dan DeCesna, I think is the one that sold me this. So look at that, right back in the package.
Is that the guy who also won the giveaway?
Which giveaway? Which one? No, that was Tommy Spazienza.
All right. So
and then I also got
Italian names out there
in the mail. I got my Macho Man Ultimate Edition. If you're watching on the stream, this full disclosure, this is actually already sold to Dan Christensen.
All right.
But I did take him out of the box a little bit. I looked at him. I said, "Hey, friend, you're going to a new home. And this is a very well done Macho Man figure.
Uncensored.
However, I decided to trade him. Well, we're doing I sold it, but we also traded. Part of the deal is he had to buy me the Macho Man, the first Macho Man Elite, where he's wearing like the green hat and stuff like that, because that screams to me 1992 Macho Man. I love that Macho Man from when I was a kid. I love like 89 Macho Man. I love 92 Macho Man. This Macho Man is the end of his WWF career, where he's an announcer. He's wrestling Crush at WrestleMania 10 in a terrible match. And I obviously remember all that, but like in my mind, I have happy memories of 1992 Macho Man winning the title from Flair, even though that pissed me off a little bit. But if it was going to be anybody, I was glad it was Bret Hart and Ric Flair, or Macho Man that beat Ric Flair. But so hopefully I'll have that Macho Man back in my hand next week and be able to talk about that on weekly purchases. But those are my only 2 purchases this week.
Man, so my only things I got this week, you'll see on the Patreon on the unboxing, and that was Elite. What is that? 92? 95 with Eddie, and I got Eddie Guerrero with the tag team title, and Big E with the big strap.
Yeah, those are both courtesy of Wrestling Collector Shop.
Yes, sir. So I had some fun with those. And if you watch, like, I also like for, and I kind of, caution the mint on collector folks, but I also opened my Superstar Ultimate Warrior that you can you can see on the show.
I still have them sitting over here. They're not open yet, but they will be very, very soon. Man, those will be up on the Patreon sometime within the next week or so. So stay tuned, guys. And DJ's unboxings will be up there. Phil's got an unboxing on the Patreon as well. With his kid, they unboxed Elite 14 or Ultimate Edition 14, Jeff Hardy, and Nash Gentile makes his Patreon debut. So check that out. It is patreon.com/runinpod. It is now time for Falls Count Anywhere. Falls Count Anywhere is the part of the show where we talk about whatever we want. And this week, it is packed. We don't have to talk about our shitty football teams. We both have shitty football teams right now. We'll make our
get another high noon.
Yeah. We both picked San Fran last week, and we both lost. So we're both 2-1 right now in our Sunday night picks. This week we got Tampa Bay and Kansas City. Who you picking?
I'm gonna
go
with,
by the way.
Man, I wonder how that game's gonna happen.
I was just gonna say, weather permitting, it's at Tampa.
Yeah, or maybe they move it somewhere.
ESPN was saying this morning that they might move it to Minnesota, which is weird. It'll be played like in a neutral site,
right? But I'm gonna go Kansas. I'm gonna go with my homeboy, as Shannon Sharp says, and I'm gonna go with Kansas City. I thought both teams, like they're not all the way clicking on offense for both teams.
Yeah.
Both Kansas City and Tampa Bay.
Yep.
We have some folks missing or folks that went away. But you gotta still play. My homeboy is playing pretty well. So, and I think the Kansas City defense they'll at least make a couple of stops and probably win this thing. Like I would say, like 28-24.
All right. I'm going Tampa Bay because I don't bet against Tom Brady ever. So you guys all knew that pick was coming. And that's why I was like, I'm gonna pick Tampa. I'm gonna pick Kansas City because I know what he's picking. So this week, it was announced that Rihanna is going to be the Super Bowl halftime show. There was rumors going around that it was going to be Taylor Swift. I'm not disappointed with either one of them. Like I would, yeah. I'm happy with either one of them, to be honest with you. I have seen Taylor Swift live in person.
Okay.
We took our niece a couple years ago, and I loved it. But I'm here for Rihanna. I'm not one of these people who are like, oh man, that halftime show is going to be terrible. Like, no matter who it is, I'm like, all right, I'll watch
Somebody
that. I'm excited for that. Like, it's one of the biggest shows of the year. It's going to be good. It's not going to be bad. Like the people who hated on The Weeknd a couple years ago, like that was, I thought Weeknd was good.
I thought this year good. Yeah.
was good with Snoop and everything. Like, people just want a reason to hate stuff. I'm excited to see what Rihanna has for us. Maybe she'll sing S&M.
Everybody. Yeah. No, it's
that would be, that would be interesting if she busted out S&M in the middle of the halftime show.
work.
Nah.
Yeah. No, she's gonna rock. It's a half hour, folks. Like I just think of, okay, does this person have a half hour worth of fun songs? That's basically what the Super Bowl halftime is. If the answer is yes, then they're gonna be fine. So there were a couple acts I was like, yeah, I don't know if there's a half hour worth of stuff I want to hear from this person. And then I go to the kitchen, so so it's all good. Like, relax.
Right. All right. Star Wars has officially retired the voice of James Earl Jones as Darth Vader. Interesting, because I have not watched Obi-Wan Kenobi yet. So you can give me a spoiler here if you have to. Does he doesn't die in that, obviously. So
of course not. This is before episode 4. That's what happens on the Obi-Wan show.
All right.
So and that's what I like about that show, is that it's like in
there is going to be more Darth Vader then, because I was like, why is this even news? Like, he's dead. But then I forgot about like Obi-Wan, and I'm like
Andor.
Oh, yeah, Andor. Yep. Haven't started that yet either. But
this is all stuff that happens in between the big movies. So
got to pour one out for James Earl Jones as Darth Vader, man.
Man, the man's 91. I mean,
I did not realize that. I was at a cookout Saturday, and or a get-together, a gathering, if you will. And I did not. Somebody said that we were talking about it, and somebody said that, and I was like, I had no idea that he is 91 years old. That is insane to me.
I mean, I'm trying to go. I've already kind of marked myself. I kind of want to go to 96. Is the number I'm aiming at.
Oh man, you only got a couple more years.
Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. So no. I can't even get AARP yet.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just the end of an era.
A few more things than you, but but big ups to James Earl. Let that man, relax,
right off into the sunset.
And probably maybe watch the movie without having to go voice something.
Right. Also, we did see the preview, or the announcement, I should say. It wasn't even a preview. Deadpool 3 with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I'm excited for this.
Let's go.
I think everybody is excited for this.
Let's go. Well, we want, because we were ready for Hugh to come back, even though, in the past, he's like, oh, he was getting tired of playing the character, but I think that was before he got to see how this Marvel universe was going. It was all X-Men on Fox, on Fox Studios.
Yep.
So now it's a totally different thing. He is a good enough actor, because that's one thing I'll give to the Marvel, stories, is that you actually needed some good actors here. Like they're telling some deep stories. Hugh can do it, and so it looks like he went and got himself back into shape, and here we go.
I just love that. Like, if you get a Marvel role, you're just set for life, man. You are set up for life. Even if they kill you off, you're set for life. You don't have to do anything else ever again.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I can't. I didn't love Deadpool 2. Obviously Deadpool 1 was amazing, but I didn't love Deadpool 2. I hope this is better than Deadpool 2. I really do.
So the only thing I did not like about Deadpool 2 was like them killing X-Force like in a scene. You know, they got like one, like he did that whole recruitment, and then in one scene they jump out of a plane and only Domino's left, which I love, by the way. I absolutely love Domino. I don't care what anybody says. Domino is a dope character. And a real character. Like, that's really a character. That's not just some shit that they just made up for the movie. Domino's a real character. Yeah. And she's dope. So, but yeah, that's what I didn't like about Deadpool 2 was that I was like, wait, he should, you know, I was looking forward to X-Force, you know, and you know, the gray suit, and you literally killed everybody in a minute.
Yeah. I got to rewatch too. I haven't watched it in a super long time, but Albert Pujols, we'll talk some baseball. What's that?
I'll just say Juggernaut looked good in that though.
Yeah. Albert Pujols hits his 700th home run. Yes. A crazy stat here. When Pujols hit his first home run, Tom Brady had 0 career NFL starts and 6 career passing yards.
That's hilarious.
That is wild. That is wild.
Hilarious.
I actually, so he hit 699 and 700 in the same game against your Dodgers. Right. And but are you like me where like Red Sox played Judge they played the Yankees this past weekend, and everybody I know who's a Red Sox fan is just like, man, just let Judge hit it. Like, this is cool to watch. You know, like I'm at the point where I'm like teaching my kid, like, this is what baseball, like, this is one of the coolest things about baseball is that there's these records and they'll get broken. And if it happens against your team, so be it. Like, especially this year for the Red Sox, like,
people. Yeah.
Right. It doesn't mean shit. Like, you're seeing something very cool right now, and you need to respect the Yankees. It's okay to hate the Yankees, but respect the players and respect the Yankees at the same time. Like, it's okay to not want them to win.
I'm a Larry Bird fan. Like, I love Larry Bird, for example. But no, so first off, Dodger fans, we love Pujols. We call, like, me and my friends, we call him Uncle Pujols, you know, because that's what he just seemed like when he was on the team. He seemed like your uncle that could just like kind of get up off the bench and hit a pinch hit home run just for the fuck of it, right? Like, he was just hitting home runs just for the hell of it. And we loved it, and we love him. Like, we were cheering. Like, you saw, like, Dodger Stadium was like going crazy, like he was still a Dodger, because Dodger already clinched everything. There's nothing, you know, what are we pitching around him for? So have him, let him get his due. Like, he earned that stuff. So sure, no, we loved it. We totally loved it.
And then speaking of Judge, he hit 61 tonight. By the time this drops, he could have 62. Oh, so let me rewind there for a second. I was watching the game on Apple TV. I finally got Apple TV, everybody. Yay.
Nice.
If you listened last week.
And now you can watch my boy.
Yeah, he hit 699, and I rolled over and went to bed because I was like, there's no way he's hitting 2 in one night. And then he does it. I'm like, oh, you idiot. You dumbass.
Because they're out there throwing meatballs to him. Come on now. Come on now.
Then Judge hits 61 tonight, and the guy who the ball was hit to in the stands dropped it. He dropped it.
Oh, you kidding me?
Did he get
beer thrown on him?
I honestly, I didn't see that part. I just saw that he dropped it, and it went down into, like, it was at Sky Dome against the Blue Jays, and it went into like the bullpen or something like that. So no, like, crazy scene for him to try to get it back or anything like that. But it had me thinking, if you caught his 62nd home run, what would you ask for in return?
Oh, you're giving me money. Like, I've seen some people, oh, just give me a signature glove or something. No. I know how much money you make, dog. You're gonna peel me off some.
He's gonna make like $500 million next year.
So you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
you're gonna
No,
peel
I
me
know.
off something.
Yeah.
And I'll take a ticket. I'll take a ticket. Sit me in the same section for the next game, and I want some money.
Yeah. My thing, it depends on who it is. Like, obviously, if it's Pujols, meet my kid, sign a ball or a bat for him, probably a bat. We don't need a jersey. Just sign a bat for him. I think a bat is a cool thing to have. Like a signed bat's a cool thing to have.
Sure.
If it's like if it was like Tom Brady's record breaking ball, I'd be like, bro, I need tickets. I need, I don't want Yankees tickets, obviously. Like, maybe
I want you to sleep one night in my bed with me.
No. I would not make that weird.
I'll rub
but
your,
yeah, it
I'll
all
rub
depends
your
on
shoulder all night.
It all depends on who it was. I would never be super greedy in that situation, though. I would be like, maybe tickets to another game, something signed. Like, I like how Pujols gave the ball to what I forget which home run it was, but one of his home runs he gave to a family because it meant more to them than it did to him. Like, that's cool. I like hearing those kind of things where it's like, just meet my kid and sign a couple autographs for him, and that's it. Like, I don't need money. I don't need season tickets for life or NFT or crypto or any of that shit. If it was Brady, I'd probably just be like, can you sign a jersey for me? And that was it. Or a helmet, something like that. Baseball, again, it would be a bat or a jersey. Hockey would be a jersey. Well, if it was some kind of goalie record, I don't know what I would ask. It'd probably be a stick or a jersey. Basketball, just a ball, a jersey, ball. I don't know. But yeah, it's I don't need anything crazy for that. I'm not gonna hold them hostage for their ball for
an amount from me. Just
$100.
Got a few debts that you can help me out with. And...
Oh, that's actually a good point. I need $60,000 to pay off my credit card bills.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
Just a cool question. I like something I never really thought about. Like, if I actually caught this ball, what would I need for me to give it up? But I hope Pujols does, or Judge does it. I hope he hits 63. Obviously he's not going to catch Bonds at this point, but yeah, it's a cool thing to watch. I love watching records get broken. But
it's very fun.
Just the last thing here, came across this and thought it was right up our alley to chat about. Rolling Stone magazine dropped their top 100 shows of all time, TV shows. We talk a lot TV, pop culture, especially on the Patreon when we're doing draft shows. I'm just gonna go to 10 through 11. Oh, I don't think I can. Shit. Is it gonna make me pay?
One of those, you got to have the subscription.
Is it gonna be a paywall? There's got to be a way to find it though. Let's see.
What 10? You're gonna go to the top 10 if you can.
I'm in the top 10 now. All right. So number 10 is the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Number 9 is Atlanta, which I've never watched. Number 8.
It's actually a really good show. Go ahead.
Is Cheers.
Okay.
Number 7 is Mad Men.
Okay. Wow, they made it all the way up there. Wow.
Yeah. Number 6 is Seinfeld.
Okay.
Number 5 is Fleabag. Never heard of it.
That's gonna be the first one I'm gonna boo. That should not, like, I've seen Fleabag. It's okay. Like, I do watch it, even when the new season comes out or whatever, but it's not up there, not in top 10 of all time. But go ahead.
Number 4 is a show that I want to start watching, The Wire.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna agree with that one.
Number 3, I think, is my favorite show of all time, Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Number 2. Any guess on number 2?
Did they go Walking Dead?
No, they did not.
And not that I would pick it. I'm just guessing what they would pick. What about The Sopranos?
Nope.
Okay.
The Simpsons.
Okay.
The Simpsons was number 2, and The Sopranos was number 1.
Okay. I can, everything but Fleabag, I will take in the top 10.
I'm trying to, let's see here. I'm just scrolling through real quick to see if I can pick out a couple that like kind of caught us by surprise. Veep was number 13. I've never seen Veep. but I
And
think
then for
I've
it to be
heard that it's funny.
13, like, I mean, it's good, but 13, like, remember, this is of all time,
Of
like,
all time. Yeah.
yeah,
Larry Sanders Show was number 15. I don't know if I agree with that. The
yeah, I think that should have
Leftovers,
been.
I've never
I
even
put
heard
that
of
over
that.
Fleabag. I put the
SNL
Larry
was
Sanders.
SNL was number 18.
Mhm.
30 Rock was number 20.
Okay,
All in the Family, 21.
that's pretty low.
Wow, Freaks and Geeks is 24. That is like a very niche show.
And there was, like, what, 2 seasons?
Yeah, 99 to
Yeah.
2000. MASH, 25. MASH should probably be a little bit higher.
I
Like,
take
I don't
them over
love
Fleabag.
MASH, but yeah, I was gonna say I don't love MASH, but like that is a very historically like
Sure.
like people love that show. Sesame
Yeah.
Street is 26.
All right.
Trying to just get to Friday Night Lights is 28.
Wow.
Roots
Okay.
is 29. Oh,
All right.
Parks and Rec 30. Parks and Rec above The Office. Wow.
Really? Ooh, that's good. That's a little bit of controversy for me.
Better Call Saul was 32.
Okay.
The Office was 34. Lost was 35. Some of these are actually really surprising.
Right.
Like I would
wasn't a
expect
big fan
Lost
of
to be
Lost.
higher up.
I wouldn't. That it didn't really do a
Let's
whole lot
see.
for me.
The
I'm like,
rest
it
are
was
just like
it was a dramatic version of Gilligan's Island, is what it's what Lost was to me, dog.
I never watched it. Yes, Friends is number 49. Yes, get out of here, Friends. Jeopardy is 50.
So overrated. Yeah.
That's no, I can load the previous. I don't want to read off the whole list here, obviously, but
You don't have to. Yeah. What was 100?
100 was it only What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, I can see why that was 100.
99 was Oz. The Good Fight was 98. Odd Couple 97. Rick and Morty 96. 95 was Squid Game. You know what I'm looking for is Always Sunny. Always Sunny has to be like in the 70s or something, I bet.
Right. Man,
Muppet
so
Show
you
was 92.
So here's where you got Fleabag in the top 10 and you got Rick and Morty in the 90s. Like, so that's what I mean. Like, dude, Rick and Morty is way more of a show than Fleabag. And I've watched
Always Sunny is 81.
Dude.
Always Sunny is so good. So good.
Yes, that should at least I would say the 30s at least.
Yeah, Sex and the City is 78. That's another one I feel like I don't love that show, but I feel like it should be way higher. Way higher.
People loved it, you know?
Yeah.
That should count for something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chappelle's Show, number 69. All right.
Okay.
I like
they wanted to put it on that number. All that was. It's kind of part
I
of
was just gonna say I'm happy Chappelle Show made it. So Golden Girls 64, South Park 63. This list is crazy. It's on Rolling Stone's website. Kind of cool to just kind of scroll through and see some of these shows. Like
something.
Yes, Russian Doll. That's number 57. I've never heard of that.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's a Netflix show. Yeah, ER is 54.
With one of the women from what about Orange is the New Black? Because that's who, like, one of the Orange is the New Black women is the Russian Doll.
I already scrolled by that. I think Orange is the New Black is number 85.
Okay, I thought they would make it.
You guys can check out the list. It's on rollingstone.com. But Sopranos number 1. I keep saying I'm going to watch that, and I have not gotten to it yet. I was going to do a watch along with Zach.
Maybe that's a draft
for what's that?
Maybe that's a draft. Like, we draft the top 100
TV
shows on Rolling Stone.
Might be. But that was a lot for Walk That Toy Out. Jesus. That was Falls Count Anywhere. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention is brought to you by Homage. You guys can use our affiliate link over at runinpod.com. Just click on deals, and it'll bring you right to the Homage page, where you can see whatever kind of deals they have going on this weekend. Last weekend, they did a surprise drop of go-tos. We talk about those all the time. It's the stuff with no print on them. Hoodies, sweatshirts, sweatpants. They did a sale on that. They were all 20 to 30% off. And Corey Handy in the Facebook group used our discount code and our link. So shout out to him for using that. But you can jump on there. All kinds of good stuff. Like we said, fall's coming. There is tons of good stuff on there to grab. Football hoodies. And on your first order, you guys can use Run in Pod for 15% off. That's all brought to
really
you.
like those Blitz shirts.
By Homage. I know I keep seeing advertisements for them, and I want to jump on the Mac Jones one, but I don't think I'm gonna. They actually have retro guys now, so you can get Bo Jackson, I think. For the Raiders. I think they had Randy Moss for the Patriots for the retro. Ray Lewis for the Ravens. Deion Sanders for the Falcons.
Pissed off to greatness.
They got Randy Moss for the Patriots and the Vikings. Oh, Lawrence Taylor. I loved Lawrence Taylor as a kid.
And then are these all and then the characters they put on, because I have not played the one-up version of Blitz. Are all these people in the game?
No, this is just they just put the logo behind them. It's like their NBA Jam series. They just made it look like a Blitz. Like they put the Blitz logo behind it and then put Randy Moss in front of it or Jerry Rice in front of it. So it's
if you can have the legends mixed with the new guys like they do with NBA Jam sometime.
That would be cool.
Cool. That'd be a game for you.
Very cool. Speaking of very cool, what you watching, DJ?
So I'm continuing that, for those of you I don't know if you started it yet, but the Hulu series, docu-series about the Lakers. They've gotten to Kobe without Shaq. In the last episode I just watched. And they just got Pau Gasol, so they're talking about that. They're in that era. What else? I go with my She-Hulk. My Game of Thrones spinoff, and with the Targaryens, and the and 9/11 or 9/11 9/11. Let me say 9/11. 9/11 started, so I'm back on watching 9/11.
Nice. I haven't really watched anything. I watched some preseason hockey tonight and last night. So preseason hockey, it's not a huge deal, but it's we watch it because we're obviously we have an AHL team here. So we see this is a lot of those guys getting their chance to play at the NHL level and see if they'll make the team or whatever. So we'll watch the Blues because that's the Blues is the farm team for or the NHL team for the farm team here. So and we have the Rangers close by, the Bruins close by. So we pay attention. There's a couple guys playing in the what was I watching? The Flyers game this afternoon or this evening, and a couple guys that used to play here in Springfield on that playing for that team. So cool to see. So hockey season, football season, baseball playoffs, man, this is the best time of the year. NBA about to come back. Yo, we didn't actually even talk about this that much. The Celtics coach stuff is wild. We don't have to get all into it. Ime Udoka, man, that was broke as we stopped recording last week. My phone was blowing up after we got done here last week. Insane. Nobody knows what happened either. Even people here, it's all speculation because the Celtics haven't come out and said what happened, who he was talking to. They just keep saying that it was another member of another, not team official, but another member of the organization. Just crazy.
So the so allegedly, and then this is, I was listening to XM today, and so allegedly I got this from the Mad Dog channel. It was the wife of the guy who runs payroll, basically.
All right.
Is who he was messing around with, and the way he got caught was his ring, it was his ring camera.
Oh man. Yeah. I kept saying my thought was it was the owner's wife or Brad Stevens' wife, because Brad Stevens still part of the organization, but It was somebody like that, Wick Grossbeck's wife, who's like one of the owners, or I thought that's for or daughters. I even thought daughter. I was like, maybe his daughters are maybe their daughters are older, and that's what happened. But man, well, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough who actually, who.
Sure.
So that's definitely was. Again, it's all speculation right now. Yeah.
And like I said, like, dude, you know, the saying goes, like, and I think it just rings true, like, you don't shit where you eat, man. You don't. You can't do this. And I think it's just hard for NBA guys. I think this is a difficult thing. I mean, when you, because remember, this guy was a player, like, NBA player, I should say. So this is nothing. Like, this is, he's probably like, what's the issue here? Like, having relations with random women or whoever is close to him is not a big deal, really. That's kind of part of life. But I think you being a coach and now you're on kind of the management side of this business, like, you can't, especially somebody's like that high of an official's wife that's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's awful, wild, but what can you do? Crazy.
And then a year.
Oh, I feel like he'll be fired. I feel like they did a year.
That's like the same thing. That was like the Malice in the Palace punishment.
Somebody brought up a good point on my Facebook feed, and they're like, Deshaun Watson gets 11 games for, having massages and forcing happy endings. And Ime Udoka this was before everything came out, because apparently at first it was like consensual, then it wasn't consensual. So nobody really knows. Like, some of the Celtics players are like, we want to know what happened before the season starts.
I would too.
But it's like,
get it out the
Ime
way.
Udoka gets a full year. Deshaun Watson gets 11 games for allegedly.
There's some things about that Deshaun, like, I won't talk about it on this show because it's a lot that goes with that. But after watching, I have HBO Max. I watched a couple of the accusers were on Real Sports, and anybody has HBO Max, you can go back and watch it. It made me have a different view. So I'll just leave it at that. I'll let people like hear the story. All I'm saying is hear all of the detail of the story. Don't go
two sides to every story.
And before slapping labels on people and all of that, because I feel like almost the same thing happened to Louis C.K. where I'm like, wait, did you guys hear the whole story? Or hear with our our sport that we like to watch, wrestling, like, before this latest thing with Velveteen Dream, like the thing where he supposedly was trying to get a kid. Like, we saw that was not what you thought it was. So, so before you go with the court of public opinion, all I'm asking is, hold on, get all of the detail you possibly can first before you go slapping labels on people.
Yep. All right, ladies and germs, it's time to wrap things up. Got a couple shout outs here. Fig Cave Podcast, that is with our boy Phil Gentile and Nikki Choke. Make sure you check that show out every single week, although I don't know if they're recording this week because Nick is in San Diego, Whale's Vagina. Conversations with Kenny, that is Kenny, our boy. You can also check out the Call Up Podcast, Gorilla Brain Podcast, Wrestling Collector Shop, Homage, Manscaped, Barrios Toys, which Penta will be there this weekend. And they got the San Francisco 49ers mascot coming, which I thought was cool.
Yes, they do. Sourdough Joe is going to be there.
Want to give a shout out to one of our loyal listeners, TNT26X. He's always in the chat when we do the live shows and things like that. He's having eye surgery on Monday, so best wishes to him and best wishes to everybody in Florida. Hope you guys are getting through everything. Hope your loved ones are safe down there. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. YouTube.com/The Run In Podcast. Twitter is @RunInPodcast. Instagram is @The Run In Pod. You can find DJ everywhere @FigNight27. DJ, it's been episode number 104 of The Run In Podcast. 104. 104. Good luck to your Raiders tonight, or not tonight, this weekend. Hopefully they can get a win.
Man.
Hopefully the Patriots survive without Mac Jones for a little while. This has been the Run In Podcast. We'll holla at you next week.
Holla, holla, holla.